My name is Cleo. It's a name that carries a weight of secrets and untold stories. I am a CIA agent, or at least I was. For years, I served in the shadows, working tirelessly for an organization I believed was protecting our nation. Or at least I was. My journey with the CIA began with a sense of duty and patriotism. I was driven by the desire to make a difference, to be a part of something greater than myself. I dedicated my life to this organization. Long hours, countless sacrifices, and unwavering commitment defined my existence. I believed in its mission wholeheartedly. I believed in its mission. I was wrong. Over time, I began to see cracks in the facade. The noble cause I once championed started to reveal its darker side. The CIA operates in the shadows. It thrives in secrecy, manipulating information and people to achieve its goals. The truth is often buried beneath layers of deception. It twists the truth to fit its own agenda. Documents are redacted, headlines are manipulated, and the public is kept in the dark. The narrative is controlled, and dissent is silenced. It manipulates nations and individuals alike. I've seen it firsthand. From covert operations to high-stakes negotiations, the agency's reach is vast and its influence profound. I've been a part of it. I've played my role in the grand scheme, following orders and executing missions without question. But the cost of blind obedience is a heavy burden to bear. The guilt weighs heavily on my conscience. The faces of those affected by our actions haunt me. The lines between right and wrong have blurred, leaving me in a constant state of inner turmoil. But I can't stay silent any longer. The truth must be told, no matter the consequences. I owe it to myself, and to those who have suffered in silence. I'm risking everything to expose the truth. Every keystroke, every whispered conversation brings me closer to unveiling the reality that has been hidden for far too long. The agency I once served is a threat to democracy. Its unchecked power and covert operations undermine the very principles it claims to protect. It's a shadow government operating without accountability. It's a cancer that needs to be cut out. Just like a malignant tumor, it spreads, corrupting everything it touches. The only way to save the body is to remove the disease. I know what you're thinking. This sounds like a conspiracy theory. It's not. It's the terrifying reality. The evidence is there, hidden in plain sight, waiting to be uncovered. This sounds like a conspiracy theory. It's not. It's the terrifying reality. The truth is stranger than fiction, and the stakes are higher than most can imagine. And it's time the world knew. The time for silence is over. The world deserves to know the truth, to see the reality behind the curtain. Only then can we hope to reclaim our democracy and restore justice. My name is Cleo. I once believed in the ideals of justice, freedom, and democracy. I thought I could make a difference. I swore an oath to protect the Constitution, to uphold the values that our nation was built upon. It was a solemn promise, one that I took to heart. But the reality within the CIA is starkly different. The agency doesn't answer to the Constitution. It operates in a realm of its own, beyond the reach of the law. It answers to no one. It operates with impunity, shielded from scrutiny and accountability. The halls of power are silent, the questions unasked, the answers buried. Its actions are shrouded in secrecy, hidden behind closed doors and classified documents. The truth is obscured, the reality distorted. The agency claims to fight for freedom and democracy, to protect the nation from threats both foreign and domestic. But these claims are a facade. It's a lie, a dangerous and manipulative lie, crafted to maintain control and justify their actions. The truth is far more sinister. They create chaos and instability around the globe, fueling conflicts and unrest. They thrive on the turmoil, using it to their advantage. They fund and arm both sides of conflicts, ensuring that the fires of war continue to burn. It's a calculated strategy, one that serves their interests. Why? To further their own interests, of course. To maintain their power and influence, to control the narrative and shape the world to their liking. To maintain a grip on global power, to manipulate events from behind the scenes. They are the puppet masters, pulling the strings of nations. The truth is, they thrive on chaos. It allows them to operate in the shadows, to manipulate events without detection. It allows them to manipulate events from the shadows, to play their games of power and control. They are the unseen hands guiding the course of history. They call it maintaining order, but it's a facade. It's about control, about keeping the populace in check, about ensuring their dominance. I call it playing God. They see themselves as omnipotent, as the arbiters of fate, but their actions have consequences and the world pays the price. And so, I stand here today, no longer bound by a hollow oath. I am determined to expose the truth, to shine a light on the darkness, for the sake of justice, for the sake of freedom, for the sake of us all. My name is Cleo. I've witnessed the agency's handiwork firsthand. I've seen them orchestrate coups, I've seen them install puppet dictators, I've seen them arm terrorist groups, then turn around and label them as enemies. They call it strategic necessity. I call it playing with fire. They create the very enemies they claim to fight. They sow the seeds of discord, then profit from the chaos. It's a vicious cycle, and it's destroying lives, destabilizing regions, and pushing the world towards the brink. This isn't speculation. This is based on classified information. Information I risked my life to obtain. My name is Cleo. The CIA has infiltrated every level of government. They have eyes and ears everywhere. They manipulate the media. They control the narrative. They silence dissent with brutal efficiency. They are the puppet masters, and we are the puppets. They monitor our communications. They track our every move. They know more about us than we know about ourselves. Privacy is an illusion. Freedom is a carefully constructed facade. They tell us we're safe. They tell us they're protecting us. But who are they protecting us from? Themselves. Section 5. The Illusion of Freedom. My name is Cleo. The agency's reach is vast. Its resources are limitless. It has technology beyond our wildest imaginations. Surveillance drones that can track a target from miles away. Facial recognition software that can identify anyone in a crowd. Weapon systems capable of unimaginable destruction. They justify these tools in the name of national security. But the true purpose is control. Control over information. Control over resources. Control over us. We live in a world of manufactured consent. We are constantly bombarded with propaganda. We are conditioned to accept their version of reality. Section 6. A Price on Truth. My name is Cleo. I know the risks I'm taking by coming forward. The agency will stop at nothing to silence me. They will discredit me. They will try to silence me. They may even try to kill me. But I will not be silenced. The truth must come out. Too many lives have been lost. Too many freedoms have been eroded. The world needs to know the truth about the organization that claims to protect it. Section 7. The Agency's Web. My name is Cleo. The CIA's web of deceit is vast. It ensnares politicians, journalists, and even other intelligence agencies. They use blackmail, bribery, and extortion to get what they want. They are masters of manipulation. They are the puppet masters, pulling the strings from the shadows. They have compromised every level of power. They have their hooks in every institution. They are the invisible hand guiding global events. And their goal is simple: total domination. They crave a world where they dictate the terms. A world without dissent. A world under their control. Section 8. They are watching. My name is Cleo. They are watching. They are listening. They are everywhere. You can't escape their gaze. They want you to believe that you are powerless. They want you to feel afraid. Fear keeps people in line. Fear prevents them from questioning authority. But fear is a liar. We are not powerless. We outnumber them. We are the many. They are the few. It's time to break free from their control. It's time to take back our power. Section 9. Fight for the light. My name is Cleo. I stand before you today, not just as a concerned citizen, but as someone who has witnessed the darkness firsthand. I know this is a lot to process. The weight of the truth can be overwhelming, and the reality we face is daunting. It's hard to accept that the very people who are supposed to protect us are the ones we need protection from. The institutions we once trusted have become the very entities we must scrutinize. But ignorance is not bliss. It is a shroud that keeps us blind to the injustices around us. Ignorance is their greatest weapon. They rely on our silence, our complacency, and our lack of awareness to continue their nefarious deeds. We need to educate ourselves. Knowledge is power, and it is through understanding that we can begin to dismantle the structures of oppression. We need to question everything. Every policy, every decision, every action taken in the name of security must be scrutinized. We need to hold them accountable. Our voices must be loud and unwavering, demanding transparency and justice. We cannot allow them to operate in the shadows any longer. The darkness is where they thrive, and it is our duty to bring their actions into the light. We need to shine a light on their crimes. Every hidden agenda, every covert operation must be exposed. We need to expose them for what they are: a rogue agency that has betrayed the trust of the American people. They have overstepped their bounds, and it is time for us to reclaim our power. A threat to democracy itself. Our nation was built on the principles of freedom and justice, and we must fight to preserve these ideals. The battle for the light is not just a fight against corruption, but a fight for the very soul of our country. Together, we can make a difference. United, our collective strength can overcome the darkness. We must stand together, unwavering in our resolve, to ensure that the light of truth and justice prevails. For the sake of our future, for the generations to come, we must fight for the light. This is our moment, our responsibility, and our legacy. The dawn of a new era is upon us. Let us rise to the occasion and ensure that the light of truth shines brightly for all to see. Section 10. Our time is now. My name is Cleo. The future of freedom is in our hands. The time for complacency is over. The time for action is now. We must resist. We must fight back. We must expose the truth. The world is watching. The fate of humanity hangs in the balance. Join me. Together, we can dismantle this corrupt system. Together, we can create a better future. A future where truth prevails. A future where freedom reigns. A future without the CIA.